Okay. Pepper. GoPro webcam. Okay, it should be going. Kevin Shelton is there. Admit him. Pepper, I have treats. You know what? That's really gonna do good for you. Because you need a treat. Okay? That's good. You can get you a treat. Hello, Senior Kevin. Sinjo is here. The gang is all coming. Libby is, oh God, Libby, oh God, Libby. Hey, Libby, you have the link, right?
Yeah, but it's asking me for a passcode. I don't know why. Let me go back again.
You should need a passcode. I didn't do it. That's crazy. I can send it to you, but you should need a passcode.
Yes, click the top link, the top part of the link.
The top part of the link. Just hit the top link. Hit that link. Yeah, you'll come right in.
Okay.
All right. See you there.
All right.
Okay. Hello, Sinjo.
What's up, Sanjo?
How you
We have
guys
a good
doing?
meeting today.
Good. How you doing?
I'm here. I'm here. Oh, come on.
Alexa off. Nothing like little crazy Miles Davis to get you in the mood for a chill meeting. Put on some of the Miles Davis later recordings for a chill meeting. Sure, works for no one. So our guest of honor should be here shortly. We have actually two guests are going to be here today. Zach is here. I think I know who that might be. If that's her or not, okay. And my GoPro is. Can you guys see me in the videos picture? Because I'm not. It's not.
No, I see a picture of a GoPro.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I see. And I don't see Kevin either or Zach, but I see myself.
Okay, hang on.
Oh, we see you.
Yeah.
Why is it doing that? I don't know why it's doing that. Hold on. Because I'd rather have it on the GoPro, you know? I really would. I just don't know why it's not doing it. And that's kind of upsetting me. But you know what? I cannot sit here and try to deal with this, you know, all night long. So hang on one more time. Pepper, quit it. I have no idea why it's doing that. Yeah. Anyway, Pepper, you need to chill. Go. All right. I'm going to come out of that. All right. Damn it. Let's go back to the regular FaceTime camera. The shitty.
It looks good, man.
No, it doesn't. No. Don't lie, dude. It's shitty. It's very shitty, but it'll work. And the content is more important than what we're going after right now. So that's what's up. So let's wait for Our Lady of Honor to come in here. I know she's working on that.
No, I'm here.
Oh, wonderful.
Surprise.
I'm here.
So, folks, welcoming in Libby Haynes. So the format for the show today, I'm just going to say hello to her, ask her, first off, how did you get here? What are your impressions of what you've seen about what we're doing here? And then we'll, I'll show one quick thing about something I'm working on that's related to your case. And then you pretty much gonna have the floor for a while. And then we'll come
Okay.
back to other things to interject.
Okay, good. Okay, so how I got here, I was actually picking up my mom. She's 90 years old. And Sam, he walked by my car.
Okay.
And then he walked by my car. He seen me sitting there waiting for her. And then he walked back and he knocked on the window and asked me to sign a petition.
Mm-hmm.
And he showed me the petition and he said he would text it to, text the information to me. And I said, wow, right? And I said, yeah, I applied for, start telling them my story. I applied for a marijuana license back in 2014 and start telling them my story and what happened. And then he was like, oh my God, he couldn't believe it. It was crazy. I didn't believe it either. I was shocked because I had seen him one other time there, but I never would have thought that he was going through a similar situation as me. And he definitely didn't think, I think at first he probably thought I was pulling his chain or something because it was just like a divine meeting, right?
Yes.
And so I told him my story and then he was like, I'm gonna introduce you to Kevin. Kevin, he was saying Kevin's a good guy. And then we got this other guy. He was trying to explain, everything to me. We have this group and we're working, we have this lawsuit. He's just trying to give me a summary of everything in that moment, right? So I can get a gist of what was going on. So, and I was like, I'm interested. I would, love to meet these guys. And, he was saying, I'm gonna introduce you. We're gonna help you. That's what he kept saying. We're gonna help you, right? And now that was odd because I'm not used to anyone saying they were going to help me with this situation. So,
And actually following through to do something. We'll get
right. So that was like, okay, I heard people for a moment, I've had people's entrance for a second, but then when everything that's entailed, like, going against the liquor control board and all that stuff, everybody just dropped the ball on me. Or ignored me. I mean, I've sent emails to people. I try to contact people. I try to get people to help me. No, they would not.
We're gonna get there. We're definitely gonna get there.
Yeah, no one wanted to challenge them. Yeah.
What do you think about what you've seen so far in terms of the content, how we present, and that sort of thing? What do you think about the message and the energy? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, I'm very impressed because there's no candy. It's not candy coated. Mm-hmm. There's no like saying, well, hey, it's not that, you're calling it what it is. And that for me, when I was going through the process, I was having a tough time saying you guys are doing this to me because I'm Black. It wasn't an easy thing because I'm surrounded, by a lot of white people. It's like, oh no, those are the rules. I mean, not just them, Blacks too. They're just saying it's the rules, it's this, and there were some that agreed with me and said, no, they should give you your license. This isn't right. But this is the first time that I've been around a group of people, right, that are basically saying what it is. They're saying, hey, we're being discriminated against. We're being treated unfairly. It's not fair. It's rigged. The whole thing is rigged. It's rigged for us not to have it. So I'm impressed with that. And that's what's drawn me, to be here. I hadn't even been thinking about this stuff because every time I think about it, the energy, I get emotional, I get mad. You talking about an angry Black woman? Yes, I'm mad. Like I was pissed because I used all my resources. I didn't have a whole lot of money stacked up, mm-hmm. I didn't have that. Mm-hmm. I used all my resources. I had they're 18. One of my sons is 18 and the other one is 21 now, but they were 13 and 10 at the time. Sure. So they watch me, go through this process and they're believing that, oh yeah, our mom, she's going to have her own.
She's going to come through.
Exactly.
That's mom.
Exactly.
Rosie the Riveter.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. And they, along with me, were disappointed. They're very disappointed in this system, and they're Black men. So
and you struggle to keep your self-esteem as a mother. I know my sisters, I don't have children, but I got two sisters, and they've encountered things raising their children that, it affects your self-esteem when something doesn't go according to plan. and you're trying to raise your child, you know you're doing well. But anyway, we're going to come back to your full story in a second. So for now, I want to give a quick up, but you like the energy and what we're doing here?
Oh yeah, I love it. Your energy is off the chain. Like I love it. I feel like a miracle's finna happen. That's how I feel. And I have not felt like that. It took a lot out of me and I fought, I fought all the way. You're breathing life back into my belief that, okay, we can make something happen. Cause I did not, it was gone.
I'm telling you, we'll
It was gone.
Yeah. So welcome to your first meeting. We're gonna get to many others too.
Thank you.
So we're gonna get on now. I want to do a quick showing. I'm gonna do a quick screen share, and we're gonna do more of that later. But for right now, I'm gonna show there are two cases, folks, that really resonate with Libby's case, and they are again Oscar's 2 restaurant, as well as the Widmer case. So for right now, I'm just gonna go quickly into the Widmer case and show. And for those of you who already, for those of you who have never been here before, I have to assume some people have never seen this before, but the Widmers are a white couple who both have a lot of issues with the IRS, with the bankruptcy they filed for, a failed bankruptcy, and the U.S. trustee even wrote a complaint against them. And this is all prior to them trying to get a license. This all starts back in 2013, 14, and they have $4.5 million in fraud judgments against them. Okay. He was involved in banking. They also have letters and things from the LCB that said you should never, ever give these people a license. So I'm going to quickly just show that to you and then show you share screen. Okay, here we go. All right, let's come over here. I have it all set up right here. All right. So folks, you can see this right here. The declaration. So what I asked for, I did a public records request, and I had asked for these documents here. I asked for the whole file, the whole Widmer file, because they end up getting a lot of licenses, guys. I'm going to show you. They've got the whole world, okay? But in 2013, as it started out, this is what they had. Okay, so this is their application in 2013. I might as well show it now. There it is. Master Business Application Information, 12/10/13. New filing. And all of the stuff that came up pursuant to that is unbelievable. Here's the final order, for example, from the Liquor and Cannabis Board saying that the applicant had a disregard for law and rules not in the best interest of Washingtonians. That's just a start. I mean, it goes into all the cases that I also found in my own in bankruptcy court. You have to look to find this stuff. But I went through all that and I found the $4.5 million. There's one for $2 million, one for there's a number of judgments against them for fraud that the LCB was aware of and that they commented on, and that they said in this memorandum, you should never have a license. Basically, let me blow it up a little bit. But from Kim writing about what the lawyer saw, I'll just read the last paragraph quickly. We met with 2 FBI agents who are carrying on a year-long investigation of Mr. Widmer and the various financial transactions he's been involved in would turn your hair white. He's involved in bank fraud that has cost depositors millions in losses. He's involved in laundering money for drug transactions. And the agents say they're somewhere between 6 and 12 months away from federal charges that will put him away for a while. They both agree he is no one who's going to obey marijuana laws or regulations. And they also say he has a long list of legal actions against him, including a bankruptcy that failed because he didn't disclose everything. And blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, that's your quick and dirty. And keep in mind, folks, and this is going to be very important as Libby tells you her story. Both of them were involved in this, okay? In their bankruptcy filing, they pled the fifth a total of, I think, 5 times. He pled the Fifth Amendment 3 times, and she pled it at least twice that I saw. So there's obviously a basis for concern about criminal activity, yet Widmer gets everything. And it is really, really something to show. I will show you their holdings later. I want her to talk right now, then I'll show you what Widmer has. But trust me, guys, they've got everything. I'll show you real quick. Hold on. Here's Widmer right here. Khalifa. Look at these licenses. Okay, Aberdeen, Des Moines, Linwood, Oak Harbor, Kirkland, all these licenses they've got, and they've got like medical and recreational. And I'll just show you the website and turn the floor over to our guest. Well, the first time in, you're a guest.
Okay, that's good.
After
I'll
that,
take it.
you wanted to
I'll
get,
take it.
excuse me. So here's welcome to Khalifa. Look at that beautiful website, and we're glad you're here. Your Oregon source. And look at all of their, look at all these holdings. They've got stuff in Oregon. They've got stuff everywhere, and yet, you know, they still haven't given me what the lawyer, their own lawyer, by the way. Like I say, she didn't give me those documents yet that I asked for in a public records request. These are declarations from Arnya Anderson is her name, the AAG Assistant Attorney General, same job I had for a different state. They didn't give me her declarations. I mean, when you guys, that's like, Negro, you can't have that, you know? So, anyway, guys, we're getting ready to turn the meeting back over now, and our new incoming friend is going to have the floor in just a minute, but I want to let you know, folks, that we have two special guests today. Because we have Thanksgiving coming up, I've called in Bugs Bunny.
You mean Easter?
Yes.
Did I say
Yeah.
Thanksgiving? It's one of those holidays.
I was like, wait, that's not right.
Oh, is this checking? Yeah, but I can do the bugs. And that's all, folks. Anyway, so it's either Bugs or Bootsy Bugs. Bootsy would have enjoyed a pair of shades like this, I think. Anyway, that's Ohio for you right there, Bootsy Collins, folks. All right, you have the floor, ma'am.
Okay, so my story is I applied for a marijuana license. It was called marijuana license back then too. Now they call it cannabis. And I actually passed all the background checks. I mean, I literally, when they added up my points, right, it was 0. So there was a threshold of 12 points. If you got 12 points, you're out. So my situation is that my husband at the time was incarcerated, and when we initially read the initiative, it didn't say anything about your spouse having to qualify or anything. So I said, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
He said, oh, go for it. You know, he was like, this would be a good opportunity for you, for the kids, for us, everything. This would be great. And so I applied. You know, they kept changing the rules, and it makes, I mean, I understand that part because it was new, and you know, they're holding these meetings, I'm attending everything. I'm literally taken away from my regular job. I was planning on leaving. I already knew I was out of here. It was
generational wealth, cannabis.
Exactly. It was done. It was done. Matter of fact, I tried to get the company that I work for, the owner, to get a store and stuff too. Right. I was like, you need to get in on this, but because I'm out of here. And so, you know, I'm using my little bit of savings that I had to, you know, do my research, you know, attend meetings, you know, look for locations, is everything I needed to do. And I applied, of course. I passed all the background checks and everything, but they had what they did was they ended up saying they were going to do a lottery because there was too many applications. So I said, okay. So you had to pick a location for your lottery. So they start allotting certain licenses for counties and different cities and areas and stuff. So I picked an area where I felt like it was going to be the least amount of people applying. Right. So, and I did have in-laws in Douglas County. So I was like, this is perfect. So that's where I set my location up. I found a location. I actually even met other applicants over there in that area. They were getting ready to connect me with the mayor, just, you know, because you want to get connected with the city so they can say, yeah, you can have your store here, right?
Right.
And they
greet,
were,
all that. Yep.
they were, I mean, and this was a predominantly white area.
Oh, I know.
But they were, I believe now, they seemed that they received me, right? You know, that I didn't, I felt like they received me. I even
They very well may have, but it's
right, and I
okay.
believe, and I do. I can't say that I can't say that I got that from them. I think that a lot of them just wanted it to work, you know. So I don't feel in that moment that. Plus, I won the lottery, right? So I won the lottery. So this is the thing. I won the lottery there. I think it was 6 people that entered, and they picked me number 1. So I'm like, okay, wow, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, this is, I mean, there was a chance they didn't pick me, then I would have been out. But that ain't what happened. They picked me number 1. I was excited, right? I was like,
by the
okay.
way, along the way, did you meet other Black folks who had come through the gauntlet in terms of the lottery? Because not a lot of them made it through.
I was like, when the few people I shared that information with, they were like, wow, like it was like a big deal. Right? Like my family members and stuff. I didn't know. There was not one other person I know that was even maybe a minority that won the lottery. There wasn't.
Fair.
Yeah, there wasn't. I was.
And in point of fact, let me stop you for like 10 seconds. The NAACP financial wonk, I forget his name. Kevin, what's his name again?
Gerald Hankerson?
No, the financial wonk, not Gerald.
Daryl?
No, not Daryl. Yeah, the guy I have him in a video saying that the lottery was a fraud.
Daryl Powell.
Daryl Powell. He said it was a fraud.
It was rigged. And you got to remember, my name is not a typical. I mean, I can't say they did or not, but I don't have a typical Black name. I don't. I've been able to. I'm just telling the truth. I got to share this. There's times where I've called places and made appointments. Well, I had appointments, and I could tell that they were shocked when I showed up and I was Black, because my name is exactly. So, and I can't say, I don't have that information, but I know there was no one else that was Black that I know of that won the lottery, and they definitely was not trying to let me get the store. They did everything. They even tried technical stuff, right? So tell
us what you were telling me about what your lawyer said too. You tell us about your lawyer, this old white guy, right?
Okay, yes. So my attorney, it was so funny because when I met him, I didn't have a lot of money, but I said, okay, I was just trying to contact attorney. I did some research, and he was one that kind of fought for like civil rights type stuff. So I contacted him, and then when he figured out the information, he was pissed. He was like, oh my God, this Black, they need to give this. He would get all upset. He was like 80 something years old. He's like, they should give this Black lady her license. He would literally have conversations with the AG. You need to give this Black lady her license. And I was just like, I almost was like, okay, Bob, you got to kind of, they're not denying me because I'm Black. They're denying me because I'm married to someone in prison. But he never felt that. He always felt like because of the color of my skin is why I didn't get the license. He always felt like that. And I was pretty, it made me feel good, especially even now when I think about him, because he literally said it. He was saying it all the time. He didn't like, and I kind of felt like sometimes, Bob, are you see now a little bit because this is not it, but no, he knew. You know what I mean? He knew. He would say it in times in court, give this lady her license. If you go listen to the court, he would say it all the time. He would always say it.
Oh wow, I'm gonna order the transcripts.
Yeah, he would say it. He said, give this lady her license. Yeah, I'm telling you, all the time he would say that. And I really appreciate him. I really do, because I didn't have enough information to say that, right?
Right.
I won the lottery, you know what I'm saying? I thought I was special, right? I won the lottery. But what I didn't know is that I would never see a day of a license. No, they did everything. I tried to remedy it. I said, okay, my husband won't have anything to do with the business. They told me that my husband, I was a straw man for my husband. So basically, he was using me to get the store. He's in prison, right? For not anything to do with drugs or anything. Listen, has nothing to do with drugs. He's never, no marijuana charges, no drug charges, no laundering charges, no, none of that. But he was using me. I was a straw person to get the marijuana license to launder money to my husband that's in prison.
Right.
Hearsay. That's hearsay.
That's just so
Yeah,
dumb.
No, I swear they literally say it in the documents. They said he was yeah, they said that I'm just a, when we know that there are people, right, that there's grandmas that can't even walk and see now and got dementia that have licenses in their names.
Oh God. And not to mention the Whitmers. That's why I brought them up, because
right.
John Novak is not with us today, but John, he's my co-plaintiff. By the way, the LCB is a somewhat of an equal opportunity fucker. What they do is with Sinjo, she's a plaintiff, and John Novak and Sinjo and I are co-plaintiffs in a federal lawsuit because I helped out two folks. And you may not know about the background, but Levi Lyon is the HempFest director of entertainment. And I helped him get his vans back, his RVs, because they came in and took his RVs without authority. And with Sinjo's case, one of the guys, the whistleblowers, Agent John Jung, he was the one who had her on the ropes for underage accidental underage sale.
Right.
But because of my diligence, and there's a guy named Micah Anderson who turned me on to this, and then I finished the research. We were both associated. We were both doing some research around with another local attorney. I won't get into that right now, but he's a cool guy. I've known him for 10 years now. And we just, all this kind of, we came up and I was like, wow, this is not right. And so I took what Micah had given me, and then I helped these guys out. I provided documents not only to Sinjo's lawyer, her public defender, Snohomish, and that we have, I have the Zoom calls of that. And the paperwork I sent him, I did the same thing for Levi, and I gave that to him to give to his lawyers. Now his lawyers are like, I ain't talking to you direct, all right? But, I told them, guys, I'm not bullshitting you. I've won civil rights jury trials. I've won all kinds of administrative hearings about housing and civil rights. And I was a, journalist back in the day, a daily reporter. I'm not lying to you. These are the tools you need to get his RVs back. And guess what finally happened? He got his RVs back and they dropped the charges. So they're operating beyond the ambit of their legal authority, and they do it with impunity. That's LCB for you. And they finally admitted recently that they don't have, because everybody's getting shot up right now on all these stores.
Right.
So quick story here for the new viewers as well. All this is published online. Agent John Jung, a Korean brother, all right? I took his deposition. I actually got away with doing it live on Facebook, but I have the audio of it and the paper filing of that deposition in federal court. I have that there. And he said back then, a year ago, it was March 5th, it was exactly a year ago. He said, I would not draw my weapon. I would not pull my sidearm because I know I don't have qualified immunity because I'm not a real cop. I'm not that. And so it sat there dormant, and LCB tried to ignore it and all that stuff, but it's all tied in. So we're dealing with a very expansive juggernaut of authority and the media when we come to that. So I think it's about ready to segue into the part about the media, unless you have anything else. The media and the ACLU and the NAACP, like that triumvirate of associations that have helped people in similar situations, but who are not helping the Black OG cannabis people.
Right.
Why don't you comment on that for a minute and your experiences, and then I'll do a screen share after you finish telling us about that.
So as I'm going through this process, I I reached out to I think the NAACP back in 2014 once. So originally I didn't know they were gonna deny me because of my husband. I thought I was good, but then when they like updated their rules, and I got into depth on everything, because I'm trying to make sure that everything is taken care of, everything is good, everything is, so there's no issues, no technicalities, nothing. And then I see where it says true parties of interest, and who's a true party of interest? Your spouse. So I'm like, okay, this might be a problem. Then I realized that I can renunciate my rights to, or he can renunciate his rights to anything that's common for us, right? Like he can say, okay, I give my wife sole custody of our children. I give my wife sole ownership to this home. He can do that. He has a right to do that, right? And so, but before that, I said, okay, I need to, I sent an email to the NAACP and said, oh my God, I'm scared, right? Literally, I think they're going to try to deny me because of my husband.
Yes.
And I never got a response.
Right.
I sent an email. Then I start trying to contact the news, Como 4, Q13.
Jesse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jesse Esses Porter. Because I said, okay, these guys are Black. They're going to help me. I said, these guys are going to help me, especially Jesse. Jesse is going to help me. I said, he's not going for this, right? No response. No response.
Yep.
They would not even touch it. I'm sending emails. I'm sending calling, saying I need, no, they would not respond.
Nothing.
They would not.
Zilch,
nope.
Zip, zilch, nada.
And the few that did respond, they started off like, okay, yeah. And then they said, well, right now, we're not going to do anything. Let's, like if your case gets to a certain point, then we'll chime in.
Yeah.
So basically, after you won your case, we'll join in to help you celebrate. Really, what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll help you spend the money. Right.
Right.
And I'm going to do a quick screen share. We got 8 minutes left. Let's do a really quick screen share, just to show people that happened. Boom, 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 boom. And here's some of the emails right here, guys. She sent them off. All these different entities, and it's just nothing happens. Here they all are. She's writing everybody. NAACP, don't use both these addresses. She wrote the Washington area. Oh, there's a lovers thing. We don't need that on screen. So anyway, there's that. And but NAACP, they do things. They selectively. I put it in one of the videos the other day. They do get involved in cannabis stuff. Right in New Jersey, they got involved, and I mentioned New Jersey in the videos. They blasted the makeup of legal weed panel. Says it leaves Black men out and violates law, and are threatening to file lawsuits in other areas. But they've given up. Let me come out of this. Or no, not quite yet though. Hold on. These are some of the Black folks they're screwing. Sammy is right there. They're there. This is where the ACLU helped out at Oscars too. By the way, you need to know about Oscars. They got when the LCB wrongfully took his license, they got him money and everything, and press coverage and all that, and $500,000 in lost wages. And Oscar's a white guy, but he's cool. He's a German dude. It was in a Black kind of neighborhood, and it was like a neighborhood hub for a lot of Black folks.
Right.
The ACLU got involved with that. All right. And now you call them, they ignore us. This is the Stranger wrote a huge story about Oscars. Okay. Liquor board here's from the McCoys. Huge story. They won't touch it now. Here's the ruling in Oscars. Here's ACLU helping people who got licenses who can't pay traffic fines. There's a nice little white girl right there. It goes on and on and on and on. And there's your story there too. So it's unbelievable what I'm looking at. And like
Can I say something?
Yes, Kevin, please.
So the NAACP, not only do they have some involvement, in New Jersey, but they have some involvement here in Washington State. Mr. Hankerson penned that letter to him, you know, in September, and he expressed, you know, that they were gonna jump in. They're tired of us getting kicked around, and the lottery is a scam and everything else. They expressed involvement for themselves, but when it comes to us as individuals, like myself, like Ben, like Sammy, like Breon Corbray, they're just their lips are closed about it. But there's been some talk that they wanted to have themselves. The NAACP wanted to put their hands in some of the money, over $500 million of it. But you know, there you go.
Yeah, and very important to mention Breon Corbray, actually, because part of that deal is, I remember I wrote a letter with him about 1.5 years ago to Jenny Durkin to ask for a meeting to talk about moving forward with this whole thing. She ignored us, and then I wrote another request. I wrote a public information request for all the correspondence that happened because of our request for a meeting, right? She stalled on that. Bottom line is I ended up suing her, and it dragged on for, actually, they tried to rush it through the courts, and they did, and it got crazy. She spent over $30,000 of taxpayer money rather than to sit down with either him or me or both of us, okay? That's what she did. She had to interrupt that Negro. He was going way too strong. He had like one store and then had affiliated 2 stores, had the nice new Benz, supporting a family, dreadlocks, driving around. And Jenny had to shut that down. This whole area is nothing but a facade.
Yeah.
And these reporters are not touching it. I mean, it's unbelievable. Back in my day, when I was writing for a daily newspaper, I'm gonna show you one thing. I don't know. I guess they don't do it that way anymore. But I got to write about what I wanted to write about, man. Yeah.
No, they would not. And I actually thought that they would take my story.
Yeah.
I really did. I said they're gonna just suck this up. No, they would not
No.
touch it.
No, here's the
No.
one quick. I just said one quick. Here's the thing. There's the one of the stories I did a long time ago, and it was about the wireless craze and what was going on with cellular, and how Big Brother could potentially like loop onto your stuff at that time with that technology. Now we're getting, this is 1990, okay? All right, Indianapolis Star back in the analog.
That was a good year. That was a good year.
Yeah, no doubt. But I got to write what I wanted to write, and nobody and write stories that implicated Big Brother. All right, that's over now. You know, and it's like I'm like persona non grata. Like I never had a career. You never had a career. You never had a career. Sidro never had a career. We're all like persona non grata. How does that happen with the flip of a switch? And who's involved with that? And I told the other day, all you people who are involved in this, you walk around like you're living, breathing human beings. You walk around, you're really monsters. And when you put your head on that pillow at night, how do you do that? How do you make love to your partner? How do you kiss your children? How do you love your animals? How do you live? How do you fucking breathe doing what you're doing? I've had it.
I think they can get a little oxygen and a little bit of rest at night, because the resources that they stole from all of us, people who won lotteries, people who had medical stores, who they screwed us all out of our livelihoods and our dreams, they can sleep well is because that's what they're using, those resources to support their families and their children and their homes and everything else. And we got to put a stop to it, like right now.
Yeah,
I agree.
They're sleeping with those people, and I guess they're all whores, so it doesn't matter.
Right. No, they're horrible. And I want to sleep good at night and send my kid to Purdue and all those other good colleges and stuff too.
They deserve it.
No, listen, if I want them to go there, right? You know what I mean?
They deserve whatever you want for them.
Exactly.
They deserve it. You took the risk and you won.
That's right.
You took the risk and you won. And there is no way somebody should be able to go and trump up some nonsense about some straw nonsense and just take it away from you what you want.
Especially when they give it to the Widmers. And that's the thing right now. I'm going to pound on them. And by the way, I'll send you guys a link You guys do your public information request too on the Widmers. Ask for the
Okay.
whole file. Everybody make them cough it up. We're gonna get
Okay,
Okay.
yes.
Think.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Can I just say one quick thing?
Yeah, you got the floor for less than a minute, 30 seconds. Go
Okay,
for it.
the AG said to me when we were leaving court one time, because I was like, I definitely had a mean face. Like I didn't go in the court looking happy ever. I was pissed. She said, "Oh, it's not personal." She said, "This isn't personal. I know you think I promise you, her name is Rose Woods, I think. Yeah, she stopped to talk to me outside the court to say it's not personal.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's just because you're black, but it's not personal.
Yeah. Yep, she did. And I said it feels personal.
Well, next
Very
week we'll
personal.
talk more about the federal and their involvement with it too. But anyway, guys, I want to keep it to 40 for today. We got more to talk about next week, and we'll talk offline. Actually, so the Zoom is going to quit. We can just, I'll call you guys. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll call you guys.
Okay, perfect.